Max and Molly were two poodle dogs who lived in a cozy little house on the edge of a beautiful green meadow. They were the best of friends and spent every day running and playing together in the sunshine. One day, while they were out chasing each other around the meadow, they stumbled upon a hive of bees. Max and Molly had never seen bees before and were a bit scared at first, but the bees seemed friendly and were just going about their business, buzzing from flower to flower and gathering nectar. Max and Molly watched the bees for a while, fascinated by these strange and wonderful creatures. They decided to try and get a closer look, but as they approached the hive, the bees started to buzz more loudly and fly around in a frenzy. Molly backed away, but Max was determined to see the bees up close. He crept closer to the hive, trying to be as quiet and still as possible. The bees calmed down a bit, and Max was able to get a good look at them as they flew in and out of the hive, carrying bits of pollen on their legs. After a while, Max turned to Molly and said, "These bees are really cool. I wonder if they'd like to play with us." Molly wasn't so sure, but Max was determined to make friends with the bees. He approached the hive again and tentatively stuck out his paw. To their surprise, the bees didn't seem to mind at all. In fact, they seemed to enjoy the attention, and soon Max and Molly were playing with the bees, chasing them around the meadow and trying to catch them in their paws. The bees were fast and agile, and Max and Molly had a hard time catching them. But they didn't mind, they were having so much fun running and playing in the sunshine with their new friends. As the day began to draw to a close, Max and Molly reluctantly said goodbye to the bees and promised to come back and play with them again soon. They ran home, tired but happy after their fun-filled day in the meadow. That night, as Max and Molly drifted off to sleep, they dreamed of all the adventures they would have with the bees in the days to come. They imagined chasing each other through fields of wildflowers and swimming in cool, clear streams. They dreamed of sunny days spent playing and exploring, always surrounded by their friends, the friendly, buzzing bees. From that day on, Max and Molly spent every day in the meadow, playing and exploring with the bees. They became the best of friends, and the bees loved to buzz and fly around the poodle dogs as they ran and played. Max and Molly grew to be the happiest poodle dogs in the world, always surrounded by the love and joy of their friends, the bees of the meadow. And every night, as they drifted off to sleep, they dreamed of all the wonderful adventures they would have together in the days to come. As the weeks and months passed, Max and Molly's friendship with the bees grew stronger and stronger. They spent every day together, exploring the meadow and discovering new things. The bees taught Max and Molly all about the different types of flowers that grew in the meadow and showed them where to find the sweetest nectar. In return, Max and Molly protected the bees and kept them safe from harm. They chased away any animals that tried to bother the hive and made sure the bees had plenty of food to eat. The bees were grateful to Max and Molly for their friendship and protection, and they loved spending time together, exploring the meadow and discovering new things. The bees taught Max and Molly all about the different types of flowers that grew in the meadow and showed them where to find the sweetest nectar. In return, Max and Molly protected the bees and kept them safe from harm. They chased away any animals that tried to bother the hive and made sure the bees had plenty of food to eat. The bees were grateful to Max and Molly for their friendship and protection, and they loved spending time with the poodle dogs. They buzzed and flew around Max and Molly as they ran and played, always happy to be in their company. As Max and Molly grew old and gray, they knew that their time in the meadow was coming to an end. But they were not afraid, for they had lived long and happy lives, surrounded by the love and friendship of their beloved bees. One day, as Max and Molly lay in the sunshine, watching the bees buzzing around the flowers, they closed their eyes for the final time and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the wonderful adventures they had shared together in the meadow. And the bees, sensing that their dear friends were gone, flew around the poodle dogs one last time, saying goodbye to their beloved companions. Then, with heavy hearts, they returned to their hive, mourning the loss of Max and Molly, but grateful for the love and friendship they had shared. And so, Max and Molly's story came to an end, but their memory lived on in the hearts of the bees, who would always remember the two poodle dogs who had brought so much joy and happiness into their lives.